my name is Ash, and welcome to my channel, Just Another Emo Kid, which is what I am, just another emo kid. There's like 45 million on YouTube, so don't like me. There's plenty more to replace me. Okay, so I want to tell an interesting story that happened in April to May-ish. So, for one, I should make it apparent, I have really bad social anxiety, especially when it comes to basically anything where like I'm ordering food or I have to ask for help for something or different things like that. And so and then also that I am an AP student. I take AP classes, and my sophomore year, which was last year, I took AP U.S. history. And so come the day of the test, and I freaked out. I actually just got my test scored back. But I was freaked out, just terrified, and I took this test. And when I was done with it, I called in sick from school because I didn't want to go to school after the test because the test wasn't at my school. So I called in sick, and so my dad drove me home. And so when we're almost home, my dad is gonna stop and get me food, and so we stop at Subway. And when we get there, my dad tells me, "Here, go inside," and then hands me his credit card. And at that time, I didn't have my own bank card. Obviously, that's why my dad gave me his. And I don't really use them at all or often or anything, but I know how, right? And then I also want to tell you what I looked like and what my state of mind was when I went into the store. So I was in my AC/DC pajama pants. I had no makeup on, my hair was up in a bun, and I was in a black baseball tee with skulls on the things. Very typical for me. Probably the weirdest, not the weirdest I've looked, or even as weird as I look now. So, and then also, the AP exam was mentally exhausting. I was so tired from it. I was just ready to lay down in my bed and fucking just put on some YouTube and just sit and cry for a while. So I walk into this Subway, and I walk up and I start to get nervous. And I'm also just kind of thinking really slow and kind of just really exhausted. And so I walk up to the guy, and I'm just kind of like, and he's just like, "What kind of bread do you want?" And I'm like, "Flat bread." And he's kind of just like, "Okay. What kind of flatbread?" And I'm like, "White." And he's like, "Okay." I'm just like, Jesus Christ, he really thinks I'm weird. And so then he asked me, "What kind of meat do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't want any meat, but I want some of the marinara sauce." And he's kind of just like, "What?" And so then I just start pointing at the sauce, and I go, "I just want some of the sauce." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, just some of the sauce without the meat. And kind of goes like back and forth, me trying to explain what I wanted, but not quite getting it across very well, which is the story of my life, honestly. And so he kind of just is like, finally gets it, and then it just goes like that, kind of like, shredded cheese. And at this point, he didn't even bother asking what kind. He kind of just threw some on, and then I explained I wanted it toasted, and this whole time I'm like mumbling, one, because I was just so tired, and two, talking very, very quietly so I can barely be understood and kind of just probably looking really dazed, honestly. And so, come the time he gets it toasted, everything's fine. I get my cookies and that went okay. And finally, he tells me to swipe the card. And so I do. I swipe it. And he just goes and looks at me like, you swiped it the wrong way around. So I flip it. I swipe it again and I was still wrong. I didn't swipe it right. Come a third time, I try swiping it again in some other position. I don't even remember what. And when I didn't get it right the third time, this guy took the credit card from me and swiped it for me. And at this point, I am extremely embarrassed. I am apologizing. I am like, I am sorry, sir. I just did finish the hardest exam of my entire life, and I am just so done and tired and just ready to go to bed. And he just looks at me and goes, oh, I just thought you were high or something. Yeah, the guy thought I was on drugs. I don't do drugs. Unless vaping counts, then I do that. But. So that is the story of how a Subway employee thought I was high when I came to order a sandwich. This is honestly the story of my life. People always think I'm on drugs. But yeah, so that's the story of how basically my social anxiety made a guy think I don't know what he thought I was on. I'm guessing weed or something like that, which I don't like. I have never tried it before, but don't like it. This isn't helping my case for not being on drugs, but I think part of it is also, I don't even know, I was just like, I mean, honestly, yeah, it's pretty reasonable that he thought I was on drugs. I can't believe he told me though. But thank you guys for watching. I would really appreciate it if you like this story. If you want to hear more ridiculous things that have happened to me in public because of my social anxiety. And also, I do have some really mental stories about rideshare and taxi cab drivers, because I've taken a lot of taxis in my life because I take them to treatment. I don't go to treatment anymore. And one of which I know for a fact resulted in a guy getting fired. So if you guys want to hear those, tell me in the description below, because one of them is going to be really hard. But thank you for watching. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, guess who's uploading? Actually, finally, again. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. I've probably said that 15 times now, and I love you all. And please comment, because I'm always lonely and I love talking to people in the comments. Okay, bye!